The fall of the Aztec Empire is often told as a story of battles, conquistadors, and smallpox. But beneath the dramatic encounters and bloody sieges was something quieter, yet just as lethal: the collapse of an economic system that had sustained one of the richest civilizations in the world. The Aztec economy didn't just stumble, it collapsed almost overnight, and understanding why reveals the delicate balance that holds empires together. At its peak, the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan, was a marvel, a city of floating gardens, bustling markets, and intricate canals. It hosted hundreds of thousands of people, making it larger than most European cities of its time. The lifeblood of this empire wasn't gold or silver, but tribute. Conquered regions were required to send goods, maize, beans, textiles, cacao, feathers, and even labor into the capital. These goods didn't just sustain the Aztec elite, they fed an entire system of redistribution, trade, and political power. But here's the problem with tribute economies: they depend on fear and dominance. The moment an empire shows weakness, tributary states begin asking themselves a dangerous question: why keep paying? And when Hernan Cortes arrived in 1519, many of those subject peoples saw an opportunity to stop sending their wealth to Tenochtitlan. The Spanish didn't conquer the Aztecs alone, they weaponized resentment, forging alliances with groups like Tlaxcalans, who had long chafed under Aztec demands. This meant that the very supply chains that kept the capital rich and fed were already beginning to fray. Then came the siege of Tenochtitlan. Cortes understood something crucial: you don't need to storm a city to kill it, you just need to strangle its economy. His forces cut off the causeways and waterways that brought food and goods into the capital. The markets of Tlatelolco, once bursting with activity and abundance, fell silent. Inflation ran rampant. Basic food staples became luxuries overnight. Without tribute flowing in and with trade routes severed, the Aztec system, once so efficient, ground to a halt. And then came disease. Smallpox didn't just wipe out warriors, it decimated farmers, artisans, and merchants. Fields went untended, supply lines broke further, and productivity collapsed. A city built to feed hundreds of thousands suddenly faced famine. Imagine a metropolis where one day you could buy everything from obsidian blades to fresh fish, and the next, the shelves were empty and the currency of Cacabeans meant nothing. That's how fast the Aztec economy unraveled. By the time the Spanish breached the city, the empire wasn't just militarily weakened, it was economically bankrupt. The elaborate tribute system, the redistribution of goods, the bustling trade markets, all of it collapsed in the span of a few months. The Aztec elite could no longer guarantee food for their people, and when an empire cannot feed its citizens, no amount of gold, warriors, or rituals can hold it together. So, why did the Aztec economy collapse overnight? Because it was built on a fragile web of tribute and trade that only function under perfect conditions: dominance, fear, and control. When those threads were cut by rebellion, siege, and disease, the empire unraveled with astonishing speed. The story of the Aztec fall is often told as one of swords and cannons, but in reality, it was the silent collapse of their economy that ensured their defeat.